What's up, everybody? Welcome to the MIRE. Keith Glock, Matt Pogue, and Tim Bartholomew joining us in a few minutes. It is senior night here in the den. We are about 10 minutes away from senior night festivities as PA announcer Bill Dominic just walked in the room. And I don't normally say that we should go live early, but on a night like today, we're going early. So if you missed us, rewind at halftime and check everything out. Mr. Pogue, how are you, buddy?
Feeling the most prepared we have in a while.
All right, so we're going to, we really should have waited till Bill got here to do this, so we're going to break down the fourth wall because we started. Mr. Dominic, before you started announcing the senior names live, if you could just give me one of these, and then I'm going to give you this, and you're going to do that while you're talking into this so we can get it on the air. How's that? I love it.
He rolls with us.
He rolls with it. That's why we do it how we do here at Montgomery. We have a great football game on tap for you tonight as your 3-4 Montgomery Cougars look for 4 in a row, and a tall test stands in front of them this evening with visiting 7-0 Cranford, the top seed in 3 North, in the den tonight. And Matthew, we've had some very beautiful nights weather-wise this entire season. We have absolutely lucked out. Tonight, not one of those days.
No, it's not making the list tonight.
No. It's cold, it's raining, and it's most importantly, I guess is still the right word, windy. And the reason why that is really bad today is it might, depending on the gusts, remove Montgomery's ability to throw the intermediate and deep pass game. I mean, certainly going to do the same for Cranford, but where Cranford has the advantages, and we're going to be talking about this all night long, up front on both sides of the line, they are huge-ish.
Looking out here, there's some height and some width. It's going to be a test. Fury's going to love it, though.
We're talking multiple guys, north of 6'5" and 290, and the smallest guy on the line is the center, like 6 foot 250. But apparently he's like a brick, you know what kind of house.
Yeah. And they call him Smalls.
Yeah, he's Smalls. That's what it is. The left guard goes like 250, and he's a state place winner wrestling. The right guard is going to Illinois.
To visit or just?
No. He's actually going to go play football there.
Oh, jeez.
The left tackle is 6'7", 290.
Is this Cranford? Who we
Listen,
playing?
and I'm going to tell you this, and this is now you know what? I'm not even going to go there because I don't want to get in trouble because somebody's going to take something the wrong way, and I don't want to say it. So there's a lot of these boys were fed meat and milk when they were children. That's what I'm going to say. So a tall task there, and if this turns into a game where it's grinded out on the ground, that certainly gives the advantage to Cranford.
Yeah, but at the same time, grinded out means a lot of blocking, and, the bigger you are, it's a lot harder to be that fit to do it for 48 minutes.
Colin Murray is an absolute stud. We just talked about the offensive lineman. Colin Murray is an absolute horse, okay? That's the best way I can describe it. He's listed at 5'11", 185. That's a bunch of malarkey. Okay, when you watch this game, you're going to go, if he's 5'11", 185, then I'm 5'6", 140, okay? He doesn't get tackled behind the line. It doesn't happen. He hits you and he falls forward for 2 or 3 yards. So if you can manage to find him around the offensive lineman, then you have to tackle him. So that becomes just as much a problem as anything else. And, I mean, it's just been impressive of the little I've watched of him on film. And I'll give you one more stat before I let you talk. He has 1,047 yards rushing on the season, okay? He's averaging 7.1 yards a carry.
Well, if you fall forward 6 feet, then all right, that helps. Jeez.
I mean, this is as good a team, and it's not even like then, okay, well, they can just run the ball and they're a one-trick pony. No, they're not. Shane Van Dam's got over 1,000 yards passing, 11 touchdowns, 2 picks. So, they could do that too. He's 6'5", and he throws it like a missile. So, I'm building all of this up with the hopes of telling you this is about as stiff a test that Montgomery has seen in terms of offensive firepower, not only this season, not only the last couple seasons, but Zoran Milic and I talked about it earlier. He said ever in his coaching tenure.
Wow. I mean, it's the best test you can ask for. If you're a team that was struggling and then you came out and had the best second half of your season, this is what you want. You want to be tested.
No doubt.
You want to play the team that actually, is the test. And if you beat them, it's not a fluke in the beginning of the season. I mean, they're established. You're getting established. There's no questioning. If you can beat them, you're ready to play.
Coming into tonight, let's look at the playoff picture, Matt, if we can here, and show this to everybody. Montgomery comes in ranked 17th in 4 North. There are 16 teams that make the playoffs. So I'm going to give you the skinny in the 5 minutes we have left before senior night starts at 6:30. I think I'm breaking some news here, but if you were in the know, you might have been able to figure this out. Scotch Plains, who is currently ranked, where are they at here? They're at 13 in the standings. Scotch Plains is ineligible for the postseason. They had 3 guys ejected from a game earlier in the season. NJSIAA rules say that if you get 2 or more ejections during a season, you're ineligible for the postseason. So now, I don't know, that hasn't really been widely reported, but that is a fact. I'm not speculating. That is a thing. So you would think Montgomery at 17 automatically slides into that last playoff spot. Not so. This weekend remains important. Here's the first thing that everybody needs to know. Montgomery wins, and they're in. There's no 2 ways about it. Can't keep us out if we win. We can go as high as number 14 out of 16 in 4 North. But if we lose, we still need some help. We can still get in if we lose. But 2 other things need to happen. Wayne Hills has to lose to Northern Highlands. Northern Highlands is the number 1 seed in 4 North, as you see there on your screen. So good chance that happens. Tomorrow, Bergenfield plays Demarest. Bergenfield also needs to lose. Demarest, or rather Bergenfield last week, pulled out a game that was probably a 50-50 job, there, and that really is probably the linchpin to maybe both their and our seasons. So there is a path to the playoffs, both with a victory and a loss here tonight. But I think we would all just pretty much assume let's win and get in.
Yeah, that's the easiest way. Less to think about. Who wants to worry about what somebody else is doing? If you can play your game and win and then go home without having to check the scores and waiting for NJ.com to update.
So if Montgomery loses, and then either of those 2 teams win, as Tim Bartholomew joins us here. So if that happens and we're out, then likely next week will be a home consolation game against one of those teams, just because that seems to be, well, I'll give you a little more insight into that. It was supposed to be that each league was going to be able to control its consolation opponents, but the state issued a memo earlier this week that said, we're going to pick your consolation opponents if we have to go there. So basically, that really means that we're going to have to play within 4 North. So that probably brings back in the Wayne Hills and Demarest situation if we get there and Montgomery is kept out of the playoffs. So likely to just put, I know that was a lot of words, to put a capper on all of that. Very likely we are Demarest fans because Northern Highlands will likely beat Wayne Hills as they are the top seed currently in 4 North. And we're looking for Demarest to beat Bergenfield. And if both those things happen, regardless of tonight's outcome, Montgomery is in the playoffs. Welcome to Tim Bartholomew. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing all right. Just gave everybody the playoff breakdown. Appreciate you joining us here on Senior Night. Bill Dominic's getting ready to roll, so I think we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to hand things over to Bill. Welcome to Senior Night here at Montgomery, everybody, and here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cougar Stadium for our annual Montgomery Senior Night. This evening, we will start off by honoring Montgomery band members. We will start off with Aryan Bhagwat, accompanied by his parents, Lakshmi and Manoj. Matthew Brown, accompanied by his mom, Chris. Ananya Chada, accompanied by her parents, Rohit and Neetu. I can't. Okay. We're going to start it from the top. So nice, we're going to do it twice. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Aryan Bhagwat, accompanied by his parents, Lakshmi and Manoj. Matthew Brown, accompanied by his mom, Chris. Ananya Chada, accompanied by her parents, Rohit and Neetu. Shruti Charyasya, accompanied by her parents, Renu and Dharm. Marissa Connors, accompanied by her parents, Vivian and Gary. Alex Dimitriadis, accompanied by his parents, Victoria and George. Kenneth Ank, accompanied by his parents, William and Priscilla. Jack Garhart, accompanied by his parents, Jack and Susan. Kevin Hopkins, accompanied by his parents, Claudia and Richard. Sati Kamareddy, accompanied by her parents, Bhavani and Ramana. Ishan Kamkulkar, accompanied by his dad, Milind. Surya Kashyap, accompanied by his dad, Sandidra. Zain Khan, accompanied by his parents, Adiba and Shahab. Ashley Kwan, accompanied by her parents, Jinju and Michael. David Lara Ruiz, accompanied by his parents, Adolfo and Laura. Logan Mariter, accompanied by his parents, Sharon and David. Sahana Murthy, accompanied by her mom, Shiva. Joanna Pasaleris, accompanied by her parents, John and Delaney. Mateo Preto, accompanied by his parents, Rashida and Philip. Kyle and Orion Sharma, accompanied by their parents, Chris and Sam. Jonathan Zhang, accompanied by his parents, Don and Wendy. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to move on to the Montgomery Dance Team Seniors. Cassidy Krause, accompanied by her parents, Paul and Karen. Sarah Maslanka, accompanied by her parents, Rob and Patty. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to move on to the Montgomery Senior Cheerleaders. Joadiz Hernandez Robinson, accompanied by parents Maritza Hernandez and Mason Robinson. Alexa Johnson, accompanied by parents Tracy and Mark. Eliana Rosen, accompanied by parents Gabby and Harrell. Caitlin Ruckelhaus, accompanied by Gary and Kristen Sohom, and Maureen and Mark Krolak. Asia Russell, accompanied by Charisse Duke and Enrico Smith. And Gianna Taylor, accompanied by parents Maria and Jeff. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to move on to the Montgomery football team. We will start with the statisticians. Tony Chuganoff, accompanied by Gina and Rob. Aaron Howard, accompanied by Sharon and Tim. Kylie Orvos, accompanied by Lisa and John. Kaylin Parise, accompanied by Michelle and Mike. Tess Rizzi, accompanied by Michelle and Ken. Daniela Spera, accompanied by Daniela. Gabe Acott, accompanied by Cookie and Dan. Zach Anatotem, accompanied by Rosalind and Abe. Alex Benitez, accompanied by Estella. Tom Brady, accompanied by Pat and John. Jackson Bullock, accompanied by Alicia and Chris. Brandon Fury, accompanied by Jennifer and Joe. Mark Jenkins, accompanied by Karen and Ed. Jalen McDaniel, accompanied by Celeste and Michael. Liam McManus, accompanied by Mary and Phil. Charlie Post, accompanied by Mary Ann and Cap. Gabriel Romeyer, accompanied by Jennifer and Paul. Paul Romano, accompanied by Juliet and JP. Gurjeet Singh, accompanied by Sandeep. Andre Sumalant, accompanied by Anne Renee and Max. David Walsh, accompanied by Caroline and David.
When this is done, we're going to do color guard tonight because I was scared that the flag was going to snap off the pole.
Okay.
So
Ben Wood, accompanied by Caroline and Craig. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for our Montgomery seniors. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our Montgomery. Whoa.
Welcome back here to the MIRE as we have concluded our senior night festivities, but we are going to take a break. And you know what? Even though he's not on the microphone right now, Pogue, you might have missed your calling. We might be reassigning you to camera duties. That was well done out of you. We're going to take a quick break as we go to the color guard, I believe, in a second. And then, well, you know what? Until we go there, let's stay right here because we only got about 6 minutes to kick off. So we'll get everybody back on their headsets, and then we will discuss kind of pretty much what we were talking about before we went to senior night activities, because what the original plan was to bring you about 18 and a half minutes of head coach Zoran Milic. And because we had about 762 seniors, and there's only like 761 kids in the school, that plan obviously is out the window. But what we're going to do is bring that to you at halftime. The moment we get to the half, we're going to try to squeeze that in for you instead of just giving you commercials at the halftime break. We'll also make sure that we upload it to YouTube because some pretty interesting things from head coach Zoran Milic. So in any event, let's talk playoffs for a second here, guys. Matthew, let's pull up the playoff picture if you would. Tonight, obviously, is the in the 17 spot in Group 4 North. The top 16 teams make it into the playoffs. As I said prior to senior night, I think I might be breaking some news to most of the world, although it really shouldn't be news, I don't think. Scotch Plains, who's currently 13, is disqualified from the state playoffs. They had 3 players ejected in the 3rd game of the season, and JSIAA rules say if you have 2 ejections or more, you cannot participate in the postseason. So that is that's where that stands. So you would think Montgomery would just slide right into that 16 spot, but not so. There are scenarios by which Montgomery can make or miss the playoffs, regardless of whether they lose. As simply as I can put it, if we win, we're in. We can go as high as the 14 seed if we were to win tonight.
Can you hear that? Oh, right.
I can hear you, yeah.
I was just
there
checking
you go.
because I can't hear me. Now I can.
There you go. Well, maybe that's how loud you should be talking all the time, Tim.
Winning, you're in.
All right, winning in. That seems to be the preferred method, I would say.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Right? And I don't mean to be hedging here. I'm just waiting to see whether we're going to go to the anthem or whether they're going to flip the coin first.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we go to the anthem so we can just roll right into this. And, yep, we're going to the anthem. So we're going to take a break. We'll come back with the rest of the playoff scenarios and kickoff in just a minute. Welcome back here to Montgomery. We'll keep you rolling here with these playoff scenarios. Keith Glock, Matt Polk, Tim Bartholomew, as we are live from Cougar Stadium here. And let's take another look at that playoff picture, Matthew. Thank you. As we were saying, Montgomery does not automatically slide into that 16 spot. So a win and we're in, we can go as high as 14. But if we lose, there is also still a path to the playoffs. Two things need to happen if Montgomery loses tonight in order for them to make the playoffs. Wayne Hills has to lose to Northern Highlands. You'll see Northern Highlands is the number 1 seed there in 4 North, so we feel pretty good about that.
Solid.
First off, tomorrow, Bergenfield plays Demorest. We're going to be the biggest Demorest fans in the world if the first two things hold up in terms of Montgomery losing and Wayne Hills losing. If Montgomery gets both of those things to happen with a loss, Wayne Hills losing and Bergenfield losing, Montgomery makes the playoffs. They will make it as the 16 seed and head to Northern Highlands next week. Should either of those two teams win and Montgomery loses, we will likely host a consolation game here next week. So, that is just going to be what it's going to be, and we'll deal.
Yeah, well, hopefully it doesn't come down to that. Hopefully we walk away today knowing our future. But, if not.
Or regardless, Montgomery is getting the ball to start the game. Let's just say that. How about
there
that?
you go. I mean, this is one of those games where field the direction is really important. So
Yes.
I mean that can always play a hand in it when you get to halftime.
Tim is referring to the fact that, as I said in the open, we have had some absolutely gorgeous nights for football this fall. Tonight ain't one of them. Not even a little bit, not even close. It's cold, it's wet, and it's windy.
Yeah, it's football weather.
It is, but the problem is that Cranford's offensive lineman, I'm just going to go left to right for you. I'm going to give you height and weight here before we start. I'll go left tackle to right tackle. 6'6", 280, 6'2", 280, 6 foot 210, 6'5", 280, 6'6", 285. Okay, that's big.
Yeah, that's
It's bigly,
yeah,
as they say.
that's a bunch of furies on the line right there. But they're a big guy. They're a big defensive line. They got offensive line, but they have some really good running backs as well. It's going to be paramount for the defense to hold their ground and make plays when they can. You got to try to minimize the big runs, make them ground and pound, and hopefully get a couple turnovers here and there and to stay in it. Offensively, we obviously have to move the ball down the field, have long sustained drives, and maximize every opportunity that we have to get a touchdown.
Liam Godwin is going to kick it off for Cranford. This is Cougar on Cougar crime tonight, as
Saw that graphic.
both teams are nicknamed the Cougars. As usual for our Cougars, it's going to be Matt Davino and Mark Jenkins back deep to receive, and the ball's already blowing off the tee here.
I mean, special teams is going to be really important tonight. It's important every night, but with the weather the way it is, like if you can get good ball or good field position or keep the team in bad field position, that's going to make a big difference.
Harry Frezza in the house tonight, so things are big. Undefeated Cranford, 3-4 Montgomery. The playoffs on the line here in Skillman, and we are ready for football, and we are underway. The kickoff is going to go over the head of Jenkins and into the end zone for a touchback, so Montgomery will begin on offense.
Solid.
Mike? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
I was
Timmy.
gonna say, solid kick, man. That thing was a laser beam into the end zone.
Mike Schmelzer, the sophomore quarterback, making his 4th start of the season. Montgomery 3-0 during his tenure as the starter. He came in the Franklin game to replace Alex Benitez, and the fortunes of this Cougar season have changed with number 10 on the field. He starts in the shotgun with Alex Benitez. Eddie Khan goes in motion, and the give will be to number 2. And Benitez fighting his way through a hole. A forearm. He's still on his feet, bouncing to the outside. Benitez still rolling.
Yeah.
And he's out to the 45. A gain of 25 on the first play.
I like it. Make a statement early.
Gotta love that.
That's exactly what he did.
And that's going to be enough for a Montgomery Cougars first down.
So one play, one first down. You'll take that percentage all night long.
Yeah, 100%.
Here's Jenkins coming in motion, and they're going to give it to Mark, and he is going to be hit in the backfield, but he does a good job to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain for Jenkins. Lucia Lamera on the tackle for Cranford.
No gain on the play. It will remain second down.
This is one of those things I asked Fury last weekend. I said, Brando, do these guys on the O-line, do they play both ways like you do? He said, well, actually, they rotate at nose. I said, oh, so they'll be fresh. That's great.
So he's got a big task in front of him tonight.
Good job. Second down and 10. Benitez is going to run it single wing style out past midfield. They're going to give him about 7 yards. So a nice gain for Benitez there.
Yeah, that's a great. I mean, I feel like this game is probably going to be a little bit of a mix of the old and the new. You know, what we did in the first 4 games of the season, and then what we did the last 3.
Let's get a quick look at this one here too. You just see Benitez. Yeah, there's just no quit in this kid's game. I mean, he's off to a super hot start.
I mean, that's what this game is going to come down to, how well he can run the ball.
3rd and 4 for the Cougs. It's going to be Benitez again, and it's going to get blown up in the backfield. Loss of 2 for Alex. A nice hit.
So, yeah, the defensive line was able to penetrate pretty easily on that one, and he was met almost immediately.
Connor Ryan in the backfield along with Lamera again. And the left side of the Cougar line, they're just overloading against that left side. So Benitez is going to step back to his own 38 to punt it.
All right, let's see how this goes.
And it's a shank. Oh, wow. And it nearly took a Montgomery bounce insofar as bouncing off of a Cranford player. Liam Godwin able to pounce on top of it.
So this is a big defensive series. I know it's the first one, but you know you want to show them that you can stop them right away.
Shane Van Dam, senior quarterback, 6'4", 180 pounds, is a cannon for an arm, and this team is loaded offensively. Reminds me of that 2014 Chris Chuganoff team. First play of the day, I should say, is a give to Colin Murray. And a good job by Montgomery. Gain of about 3.5, 4. So we were talking, Tim, that Murray, he might be listed 5'11", 185. Plays much, much bigger than that. Very difficult to tackle.
He looks pretty explosive just for how he took that first handoff and hit the hole.
Van Dam's going to zing it out to the left, and it's complete to his favorite weapon. That's Will Gallagher for a first down. And you see how quickly Van Dam gets it out of his hands, but
not afraid to throw already. Second play of the game.
Are they're gonna say incomplete on that play? He dropped that?
Yeah, I didn't really see.
I guess I guess that they were saying he bobbled it and dropped it.
Yeah. Well, lucky break. Let's do
we'll
it.
go back to that one, Pogue, I guess.
Yeah, big stop here.
So 3rd down, and the give is going to be straight up the middle. And Montgomery's going to have it bottled up after a gain of only about 3. So a good job in this first series. Let's go back. Can we go back and take a look at that play before here? Let's take a look at this.
I wonder what they're doing now. It looks like he's going to the sideline. It looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, just didn't see that it fell incomplete. But we're going for it here on 4th. Let's see what Van Dam's got up his sleeve. It's Murray. And it's a first down. Churning the feet past the midfield line into Cougar territory. So,
yeah, I mean, I guess I saw that coming. In the first 2 or 3 runs, he was able to get a good chunk of yards, even if it wasn't a first down. That pass play was the only negative thing that happened to him. And
I would love to know how many plays of like less than 3 yards they've run for this season. Murray again. Here's a hole up the middle, and he could be
Making
off
it.
to the races. He is up the right sideline, through a couple of tackles, and he is inside the 20-yard line. You get a look at it right there, why he is and they are as explosive as they are.
That's a good open field tackle, though. Was able to, give him a chance at stopping him from getting a touchdown.
Liam McManus was the Cougar there to make the stop, so another first down from the 18-yard line.
They have a very high-paced offense.
Murray again, and he's going to be tripped up that time after a gain of about 3 yards. Good job by Guidetti.
This whole series, they've just been on the line right away, snapping the ball within only a couple seconds of when the play stopped. So Cougars have got to be ready for that, getting tired.
You think about it like that you're, you not only have to deal with them up front and then Murray, but then you have to deal with tempo.
Yeah.
And here's Murray again as he's rolling over guys. You don't see that through the Montgomery linebacker core. You see just how tough he is to tackle. Another first down. First and goal.
Yeah, he's running pretty well.
Let's look at that again here, Matt. I mean, just head down, linebackers falling on their rear. That's, you know, when you're getting pushed in that direction, that's no bueno.
Usually that's what we see when Benitez was running the ball.
Van Dam. Again to Murray. Big hole. At that time, he gets stacked up.
Good hit.
That one was Jackson Bullock with a big hit. Gain of 3. Second down and goal. Again with tempo here, Tim. And again, it's Murray. Churning the feet. I don't think he gets there. Nope, he's going to be short, so third down and a foot.
I mean, and they're not doing anything special, man. They're just handing it off up the gut each time, going off tackle in between the guards. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just here we are, come and stop us.
Listen, and Zoran said it, you'll hear it at halftime. They don't pull. I said, they don't pull. Why would you pull? I said, meaning they don't get any offensive linemen out of their own gaps and out on the edges. When you're that big, why would you do that?
Yeah, they're just like we're gonna pound it in.
And you see it there, Murray untouched into the end zone, touchdown Cranford.
That was a pretty big hole that he was able to. You could probably get a bus through that thing.
I could have ran through that thing.
Yeah.
And you know what? Listen, for my money, if you need 2 feet, you run behind the guy who's going to Illinois. Okay, that's what you do.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely doing what he wants out there.
Matt Fries is the aforementioned Illinois commit. A little bit of a high snap, but they get it down, and the extra point is up and good from Liam Godwin. So just like that, with some pace, Cranford on top of Montgomery 7-0. Why don't we take a little bit of a break, and we'll come back. Montgomery will have another crack at offense. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Welcome back here to the Mire. Keith Glock, Matt Pogue, Tim Bartholomew. As this one is driven down near the goal line, and it's returnable. It's Jenkins. He's out past the 20, stutter stepping to the outside. And a nice return from Mark, 25 yards, out to the 26, and that's where Montgomery will begin, first down and 10.
Not bad field position.
Montgomery will start first down and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Montgomery's won its last 3 games after losing its first 4. The 3 wins coincide with the insertion of Michael Schmelzer into the starting lineup as a quarterback after he sat out 30 days after transferring back home from Notre Dame.
Whoa.
And it's Schmelzer on the keeper. He's going to look for some room off the left side. He doesn't get it.
I mean, they had a little bit of an opportunity there because there was only 10 guys on the field.
Yep.
And one guy was running in a little bit late.
Gain of 3 on the play.
Montgomery, ball spotted at the 31-yard line of Montgomery.
So how long do you think it is until Cardi starts taking a shot even in the wind?
I mean, I have to think you got to have some confidence. I don't know that you're going to start throwing down the field all day, but
yeah, but like quick slants and like screen passes, I wouldn't take those out of the playbook just yet.
it's Benitez. Alex is going to fall forward for a gain of 2 yards. So it'll bring up again 3rd down and makeable, 3rd and 4 or so for the Cougs as the clock rolls here as we approach the 4:30 mark of quarter number 1.
See like a quick pass right here, see if they can do it.
I mean, I don't really think that you're going to beat this team
Without it.
if it's 10-7. Like, I just
No.
don't see that happening, right? So you got to start taking some risks. And
There
it's
we go.
Schmelzer. He's going to loft it out here for Benitez. Alex has it, nearly gets face masked, and he's going to be right at the 1st down marker. I think he's got it. We'll call it a gain of 5. 5 on the pass for Schmelzer, 5 on the reception for Benitez, and a 1st down for Montgomery.
See, there it is. I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to stay true to what got you here, right? They started going more to the passing game once they had Schmelzer in there. That's what he's good at. That's what he's confident at doing, so they don't take that away from him.
Ball at the 38-yard line of Montgomery.
So we got 1st and 10. Another pass.
We'll see Schmelzer as he gets rid of it to the right side. He's looking for Walsh, and that was tipped and incomplete.
Fortunate, got batted up, but was able to get out of bounds. It was able to get out of bounds. So
Ball at the 38-yard line.
Our crack statistician here today, we're going to might be a one and done job here for this statistician. Let me tell you, I don't know. Not to send her home.
She's doing terrific.
So it'll be Schmelzer again. He's going to throw out to the left side, and that time a little too tall for Eddie Kyon.
Yeah.
And it looked like he never really got a handle on that ball the way that he wanted to, and he ended up it looked like an awkward throwing motion almost.
It looked like he had happy feet. Maybe he didn't handle the snap as well as he would have liked to, and he couldn't set his feet to throw it, like a normal pass, and it just got a little high on him.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for Montgomery, and that's the risk you take, right? You know, by throwing on both of these plays. But this is just a super athletic team for Cranford.
They're very talented, but I could see us doing some things here. Oh,
Here comes pressure. Schmelzer throws it up the field, and Benitez is going to haul it in
Nice.
inside the 45-yard line, down to the 44.
And that's what you want to see your wide receivers do. He went out, but then he came back for the ball. He didn't wait for the ball. He came back in his pattern, met the ball, and got a great catch for a 1st down.
Gain of 18 on the play, and another 1st down for the Cougs. Schmelzer is going to hand it to Alex this time, and that one's going to go for a loss of about a yard.
Short loss on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 11. Ball spotted at the 46-yard line.
A little over 2 minutes.
Cranford.
Almost 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
So we'll see if Montgomery has.
If they get another 1st down, then they get a little bit of wind at their back.
Yeah.
And they can do a little bit more things. So.
And it's not even like it's a light breeze out there today, folks.
No.
It's gale force winds, okay? Eddie Kyon shuffles across the motion, and Benitez with a head of steam. He puts his head down, still going, and he's dragging Cranford players.
That's a solid run right there. Just kept churning his feet, moving forward. and gets it really close to the first down.
We're going to call it 9 as ball was spotted behind the original line of scrimmage.
I'm at the sweet spot in my visual area where there's a big beam in front of me.
A packed press box in Montgomery tonight because of the weather, and this one's going to be direct snap to Benitez. And Alex just churning the legs, falling forward for a first down. He needed 2, he got it.
Yep, goes a long way.
That's a great job by Alex, man. He was met in the backfield by Will Gallagher. And Gallagher, you know, is one of their better and more athletic players. Gallagher is actually a shortstop and a pitcher. He's going to Ryder to play baseball.
Oh, yeah. Didn't they have a really great baseball team?
They did. Schmelzer is going to get outside the pocket, throwing back this way, and incomplete as he was looking for Jenkins.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of looked like Jenkins wasn't looking for the ball, wasn't ready for it to come, or was it maybe expecting the hit?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. It looked awkward. It was almost like that A.J. Green play last night where, boy, if you're a Cardinals fan, you're just saying, can we release A.J. Green now?
Oh, man.
That was about as good a back shoulder throw as you could make from Kyler Murray last night.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch the touchdown pass from Brady to Mike Evans last week, and then you watch the interception last night to A.J. Green, they're the same throw.
Yeah.
A.J. Green just didn't look for the ball. But I digress.
Yeah. I mean, that ruined it for me. I had Kyler Murray in my fantasy team.
I'm sorry to hear that. Benitez gained 2 on the play, so it'll bring up third down and about 8 yards to go for Montgomery in the final minute of play here in quarter number 1.
I mean, in that last pass attempt, Schmelzer did a really great job of just making some space to make that throw. You know, he's doing a good job moving around in the pocket and finding some opportunities for his receivers.
McManus switched sides on him, and they're going to try to set up a screen here. They go middle screen, and that's nearly intercepted.
Yeah, nicely read.
Ball nearly found its way right into the waiting arms of Luca Lamera. 4th down and 8. Cranford had that one sniffed out right from the get-go. Schmelzer just 2 of 5 so far in this game.
Defense is playing really tight.
Here's Michael looking to roll left. He's under pressure. He's decked. He's going to throw it up, and it's incomplete. And Mike took a huge hit on that play.
Bounced right back up, though.
Benitez giving him some consolation, but it's a turnover on downs for Montgomery.
It's one of those things, you roll left, you get to the point where you stop, and if you don't make that throw right away, there's nothing else you can do.
That is so hard for a quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, rolling in the opposite direction of your throwing arm and having to, you know, square your body and you know, get hit. That's tough.
Yeah, especially for a sophomore. It's a, you know, new experience.
Shane Van Dam, the senior signal caller, will give to Colin Murray, and Guidetti like a missile. But look at that. Murray still on his feet. Somehow ends up getting 2 yards.
Yeah. Surprised the refs didn't get involved in that.
Now, what they were concerned about was down the field. There was some blocking down the field that was happening well away from the play. Lucas Ruby, a 6'3" wide receiver, 220 pounds, was blocking way down the field. So that'll take us to the end of quarter number 1. 12 minutes in the books here in Skillman, and Cranford looking to make it 8-0 on the year for their Cougars as we try to hold on here. We'll be back second quarter coming up right after this. You're caught in the mire. It is the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Welcome back to Skillman. Second quarter coming up here on the MIRE. Keith Glock, Matt Pogue, and Tim Bartholomew with you. Pogue, we were ready. We were ready to bust out some new technology tonight, and the weather, of all things, Mother Nature was like, meh.
Well, two terrible things. We were kids who were given a toy without batteries, which
Yeah,
who
what
does
is that?
Who does that?
I'll tell that story in a second. Second down and 9 coming as Van Dam is going to take off and run and pull it down. He was being chased by Fury. He ends up getting a couple of yards. Boy, when your 6'4" quarterback can run like that as well,
Yeah.
geez. How about that?
I mean, it was a good read, pick up by the defense. He ended up being able to get a little more yards than we'd hoped for, but
So for a long time, we had one super nice camera. Now we have 2 super nice cameras. And
Nice.
most of the football season, we've been keeping one super nice camera in a bag, which didn't seem right. As Van Dam is going to take off and run again, and he's going to put his head down, and it was a combination tackle. Guidetti really at the end there that might have stopped Van Dam. This is a good
Yeah.
Cranford spot.
yeah, originally when I saw it, it looked like he hit him way before the sticks, but not way before the sticks, but enough to make it a 4th down.
Yeah, Fury is a little unhappy.
I mean, they're going to go for it regardless of it, so.
It's going to be short. They're taking a look at it, but they're going to say 4th down. So I mean, they're clearly going to go for it here. You know, you got to suspect. You know, you're going to run off the right side behind big number 58.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they've just been running up the gut all night, man. They're going to probably do it again. Send the backers.
And it is a 1st down. The carry that time did not go to Colin Murray, but instead to Luca Lamera. So a 1st down at the 47. So instead of keeping that second camera in the bag, we bought some new fun toys that are going to let us just put that camera down on the sideline wirelessly, and better than the phone camera we were trying to use, because we were getting frustrated with that. Right, 1st down and 10 for Cranford. It's Lamera again as he slips through for about 3 yards.
You get a kid operate it?
Yeah, and the same deal, but instead of giving our boy Aiden
Your cell phone?
yeah, my cell phone, we'll give him an actual $3,000 camera and go down there and say, hey, go get us good video.
Yeah.
And then we said, well, I don't really know that the rain's the first thing we want to do, but we get the thing. We're excited. Tuesday, we open it up. No batteries.
No batteries.
Who sends a kid new toys without batteries?
I know, that's crazy.
You don't do that.
I'm telling come on.
It's not one of those things that you had to plug it in charge, or?
No,
can't
that didn't
charge it.
exist. It didn't exist. You charged the batteries that
Yep.
weren't included. Lamera again, and only a yard that time, so a great job by Montgomery.
Did you not read the box? Does it
No,
say
no, no,
batteries
It
no,
did
no, no.
not say batteries not
Oh,
included.
We didn't go to KB Toys to buy the thing, dude. All right? I'm sorry I didn't scroll down 84 miles
You're like-
on Amazon.
Nobody out here knows what KB Toys is.
All right, Toys R Us. Does
Yeah,
that work
like-
for you better? KB Toys was the store in the mall, okay,
Yeah.
folks, back in the day?
Yeah, we had one in our
Even
town.
Toys R Us is getting antiquated. You're like, you got to say Amazon now.
You can't find a Toys R Us right now. You could not find one.
They're like trying to open back up again. Charlie Post is the injured Cougar on the far side of the field. This also just in. It's raining. Okay. It's raining pretty good.
It's raining
I'm
sideways.
pretty dry.
Yeah, you're feeling good about it right now?
Hey, Tim, I think we need some sideline shots, though.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
well,
why don't you head down there?
what do you want me to do?
Pull
on
out
the-
your cell phone and
What
see
do you
what
want me to
happens.
do on the computer while you're down there?
Right.
What do you got?
Oh, I would love that. I would love that.
Oh, hey, I can mess things up.
I'm pretty sure we've all proven through the years that
Yeah.
all of us can mess things up
I
with
am-
the best of them.
It's
I
a
am
talent.
very capable at that. There's few things I'm good at.
Although of all the like crazy hype things that we say we're gonna do that fail, like I felt real good about this one too.
Yeah.
Like this was like we actually spent a significant amount of money on this thing. That's like that's usually a pretty good indicator. 3rd down, and it's going to be Lamera. He's got the 1st down and more as he got to the 3rd level before anybody touched him, and it was only Keith Holloway there to make the tackle.
I'm seeing some good collisions though tonight. Like even if it's a big run, drop
You
it
could-
down and
yeah.
delivering the hit.
Look at it here. They don't even touch him. he scoots through until after he gains about 16 yards. So they keep it with Lamero with the hot hand, and he got 4, but there's a fumble, and Montgomery's got it.
Big play,
How about that?
Montgomery. That's what we needed.
I don't even know who got. Let's see if we can pick up who got this thing.
Who cares?
Let's
do
see.
it.
We can take a little slow-mo look at it there. Oh, I don't know about that.
First down and 10, Montgomery.
You keep that to yourself.
34
Wrong play, Poke?
Yeah, wrong play.
Good job.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Appreciate that. I was going to
Yeah.
say, it was a great
fumble there.
headstand by that guy.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
But I was going to say, it didn't make any sense. You let me know when we're ready with the actual fumble.
I don't know if that's going to happen now. The moment's passed.
Oh, come on. So first down for Montgomery as Jenkins goes in motion.
Flag.
And a flag and a whistle.
Offsides against the defense.
Oh, all right.
Schmelzer again rolling to his right. Throwing and caught. And breaking away is McManus. He's free into Cougar territory. And he's down inside the 35-yard line. Ethan McManus, catch and run.
Wow. I mean, what a great play. If you're watching the defensive line off the end, they're coming hot off the corner. And every time Schmelzer's able to sense it, make the throw right before he gets hit, he's doing a fantastic job.
Just rolling to his right to buy time, throwing back across his body. And he put it really in the only spot it could be, as you see McManus there now off to the races. So first down, and it's going to be Schmelzer after some misdirection and no gain on the play.
I mean, doing a great job hanging in this game, man. I think they got a shot at getting a touchdown here, drawing it even, and then anything can happen.
36 yards on that pass play from Schmelzer to McManus. Second down and 10 for the Cougs. Jenkins goes in motion. And again, a false start on the Cougs.
Penalties killing us.
No bueno. Kind of a flashback to early in the season, right? You know, when that seemed to be the norm. Montgomery playing from behind the sticks in those games against Linden. Remind me to talk about that. I watched a little bit of the Linden Cranford tape, and I actually had a takeaway. Who knew? Schmelzer is going to throw out to the left, and that's going to be caught,
Nice.
Tapping the toes inside the 30-yard line. Again is Ethan McManus.
Having himself a day.
Gain of 12 on the play. So again, now back to third and very makeable. And certainly you're looking at
2 more downs, third and fourth, but
yeah, a two down territory here. Schmelzer. He's going to take off with it. He's got the first down, and he is going to be, maybe not. Let's see where they spot it.
He stretched it out a little bit.
It certainly looked like he had it.
It's going to be a little short, I think. Yeah, they're changing
Yeah.
for fourth.
Wow, I really thought he had more of that than he did. So we'll call it a yard. It's still going to be 4th down and 2.
4th down and 2, Montgomery.
It's a big play right now.
Yeah, huge play right now in this game. Schmelzer's going to go under center, and they go with the power I. And the give is to the deep back. And it's Guidetti who squeaks through, and he's got a first down.
One of those kind of unexpected plays.
Gotta love that.
Huge. Guys are playing well tonight. A lot of heart.
Gain of 13 on that play for Gavin Guidetti. 1st and 10 for the Cougs inside the 15-yard line. A score here to tie this one, and boy,
now we're talking.
Things would feel different. Schmelzer is going to look for the end zone. He throws. Benitez, does he hold on? Yes!
Down.
Touchdown, Alex Benitez. Holy cow. Mike Schmelzer, 14 yards on the fade.
What a great pass, man. And Benitez, again, coming back for the ball, making a play.
And you get into the red zone, boy, and sound on the MIRE is not working.
It's back.
It's back now?
It's back.
Oh, that was good, Pug.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Pug, what happened there, buddy?
I don't know.
They didn't hear touchdown?
That's a lie.
Touchdown!
He knows.
That was a while ago anyway.
And the extra point from Benitez, up and good, and we are knotted
right.
at 7.
Now we're talking.
So to finish that that thought before we take another look at this, you get into red zone, boy. You go to your guys. And right here, as we see it, Schmelzer again proving that he not only can put it down the field and drive it down the field when he needs to, but he's got touch. And a great adjustment in the air by Benitez to keep his body in between the football and the defender.
I mean, it's just a fantastic job. Usually on that kind of play, you're running a fade route. You're kind of running to it's you in the sideline. But instead, this time, Schmelzer throws it into the middle of the field where Benitez is able to position himself to make the catch, and an excellent play.
After a pretty slow start for Schmelzer, I believe he was 2 of 6 at one point. He's now 6 of 11, 84 yards and a touchdown.
You know what the key play for me on that one, though, was? The Guidetti run.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, the 4th and 2, obviously, you know, you have to get it on 4th and 2, but could easily give it to Benitez and see what our chances are with him. It's always a good shot that he's going to get too. But, you know, kind of caught him off guard, gave him to Guidetti, and Guidetti made an amazing run up the middle.
Benitez approaches, and he puts a huge foot on it.
Putting on the boot.
And that one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So 4:54 to go in the first half.
I mean, if I'm a kid on that sideline right now, I'm getting pumped. I'm getting pumped. We're playing a good team, and we're playing well. I'm getting excited.
This is a pretty big defensive series for Montgomery.
Yeah.
If you can go into the half tied with this team, you are loving life.
Yeah, I mean, you're feeling good.
Absolutely
you're feeling good
loving
for sure.
life. Pogue, just make me happy and tell me that everybody got the audio of the touchdown.
Oh, yeah, that was from
Okay.
minutes before somebody said that.
Gotcha.
I fixed it, was going to just act like nothing happened.
Handoff to the left side, and a gain of 3.
I like how you said minutes. It's like it was probably seconds because
No,
right? Like
no.
they didn't kick the field goal yet.
In all honesty, minutes. Griff told me, and I said, oh, all right, I'll fix that.
How long would you say we were silent?
I don't know. I can ask Griff, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure he timed it.
Oh, second down and about 6. It'll be Colin Murray again looking for the left side. And what a play in the backfield.
Big stop.
Jackson Bullock in the backfield makes a huge play.
He's playing well tonight. Defensively, Jackson is playing pretty dang good.
What the takeaway that I had from the Linden game was there was a lot of amoeba defense on the line, and they just sent everybody. And it was, you know what, we're going to have to do this schematically because we don't have the size.
This would be a big stop here.
Third down for Van Dam.
We'll send in the horses.
He throws deep up the middle. He's got, oh no, and it's a drop. Oh my gosh. Will Gallagher
Nice.
picked a huge time to drop that one because he doesn't drop that. He's still running.
I mean, that's, you know, sometimes it's just good to get lucky, and that's one of those opportunities we had here.
That one would have been 78 big ones.
I mean, pretty pass. That was a pretty pass. But
oh
it's
my
slick.
gosh.
I mean, it's risky though. It's a little wet out, obviously, just a little.
Nearly blocked.
Poison.
And you just get away because this is going to be fantastic field position for the Cougs.
Wow. Well, now we're thinking about scoring again.
Punt is only 27 yards.
With 3:40 remaining in the first half of play.
So plenty of time for the Cougars.
Yeah, I mean, they just got to make sure, just do what they did the last drive. A nice sustained 3-minute and 39-second drive. You know?
And you know what a moment like this is? You actually could be super pumped up on this. This is actually a moment where you hope 77 and 2 are saying to their teammates, okay, everybody take a deep breath right now.
Yeah.
Okay?
Let's
play.
I mean, a lot of times this is where you take a shot, right? You go deep right here, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Schmelzer's under center, and the handoff goes to Benitez, and Alex picking his way out for about 6 yards to the 45-yard line.
See, I love the play call. I mean, obviously, like, you know, when you get some momentum, you want to do some big things, and a lot of times teams try to like overshoot it, right? You know, and go for the big play, and then you end up making the big mistake. But right now they got great field position and able to move the ball. So just keep doing what you're doing.
How many times this season, I don't know that we have, is the answer to this question, by the way, have we seen Schmelzer under center not in a goal line situation? Ball's out, though. He fumbled the snap. And just as we say that, yep, Schmelzer, ball's out, and Cranford's got it. So you know what? As we sit here complimenting them for saying, you can't do the same thing that you've been doing, you do it there, and, you kind of pay the price a little bit.
I mean, it's tough. You haven't been under center for the majority of the season, and then now you're under center on a wet night, cold.
Yeah, you see it there. Cranford was just all over it right from the beginning. Oh, man.
Back on the defense.
That's a bummer. Here's Murray, and he runs into a brick wall after about a half yard.
These defensive guys are doing a really great job tonight.
That was Big Brandon Fury there making that stop after only a yard. So Cranford continuing to play with pace. They are certainly not afraid to keep things rolling. Van Dam is going to look. And incomplete again as that one went through Jake Carter's hands.
Another big gain that would have been.
Keith Holloway was there trying to track down the tip ball, but he couldn't quite get to it.
I mean, that's pretty much a staple in high school football. Where your slot guy runs the out, and then your outside guy runs like something to midfield.
Yep.
Created a lot of space. I mean, he had some field to work with.
Mesh concepts. 3rd down and long for Cranford. Van Dam's going to pull it down and run, and he's got the first down inside the 45, down to the 40. So that's a big gain. 14 yards on 3rd and 9 for Van Dam.
Yeah, they like that QB keeper. They've done it several times, and this is the first time it was as successful as it was. But he's been getting at least 3 or 4 on every time.
But you know what? It's pick your poison with this Cranford team.
Yeah, I mean, you have to defend against everything else, and that's kind of the one thing that you're going to all right, if that's going to beat us, it's going to beat us. Great job.
Guidetti again in the backfield as he is able to chop down Colin Murray. And you know what? Murray almost stayed on his feet.
I know. Well, I mean, it was just one of those things where his momentum took him almost into a place where he was able to land in his feet.
He's an impressive player, boy. Let me tell you.
Yeah. I mean, that was a great play by Guidetti, though.
Gavin really has showed up today. And Van Dam is going to look, and he's going to uncork one out to the right, and this time it is complete and out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. Liam Godwin.
Similar play. Our corners are playing off, so those out patterns are going to be open. You got to be able to break on the ball right away.
11 yards on the pitch and catch from Van Dam to Godwin. So 1:23 to go in the quarter. Van Dam empties the backfield.
Another pass.
And he's going to pull it down and run, and he is going to be again tackled by Guidetti. And we're going to get a timeout from Cranford. So all things considered, so far in this first half, so far so good. But I'm going to tell you that this drive is big, because Cranford gets the ball after the half. So if they put one in here, get the ball and score again, you just think about the difference between going into halftime 7-7 versus potentially a couple minutes into the second half and you're down 2 scores. That's why you defer, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, it also gives them an opportunity to pick field if they were so inclined, you know what I mean? So that they have the wind in the fourth quarter.
You're not going to choose end of field and lose the ball.
I mean, do you see the wind out there, dude?
Dude, you're this isn't who did that in the NFL?
I remember
Green Bay. Somebody
like
picked the wind in overtime.
It was the worst decision
ever
made.
Oh my God!
But this isn't overtime. You have a whole entire half of football to play.
You're still taking the ball. You're taking possessions with this offense. Van Dam looking, throwing, deep, looking for it all, into the end zone, and again a drop. Another drop for Will Gallagher. I don't even know if he's got 2 on the season, and he's got 2 tonight. And that one, again, in his hands.
Those are heartbreakers.
Oh,
I mean,
my goodness.
Not for me, but.
Let's take a look at it again here. As you see Van Dam loading up, and Gallagher, man, that's about as well thrown a ball as you can have.
I mean, he's really delivering it right where it needs to be. They're not easy catches because the defense is there, but they're catches that still need to be made.
Boy, I am remarkably impressed with Van Dam.
Yeah,
He's going to give to Murray this time. Colin Murray, he's got running room off the right side. And this one is going to get squirt all the way through, and Montgomery actually picks it up and is able to return. So Montgomery will attempt to get back into this one offensively.
got all our timeouts. 51 seconds left. Big gust of wind.
See what happens. You can feel the press box shaking underneath us, actually, weirdly.
You can hear it. I would just throw
Holy cow.
Just run everybody deep, throw it straight up in the air, and let that wind take it. I think with this kind of wind, they might be content going into halftime the way it is.
Yeah. Anything there, Pogue? So why don't you just restart everything? Are you connected to the internet is the question.
Yeah.
You on the take two?
Yeah, we're just trying to replace the game file, which I
Big
don't want
pass.
to do.
Gotcha. They're shooting for it up the left side. It's going to be intercepted. Wind just couldn't get it there, and Will Gallagher did that time, came up with it, and with 40 seconds to go, Cranford might be able to pop in another one here.
I mean, I like the idea. Take a shot. You got the wind, but the wind just ended up killing it in the air, and it came back down before it was able to get to the sideline.
After the interception, it's first down and 10 Cranford. Ball will be spotted at the 26-yard line of Montgomery. 40 seconds remaining in the first.
And we are back. I still got a little maintenance to do on this website here, though, because I got to actually get the game streaming on our site. Which I will do in a moment. And here's Van Dam. He's going to run with it. And he is going to be tackled after a short gain.
Van Dam on the carry for Cranford.
Looks like they're going to call timeout. 28 seconds left. That was their second, so one more timeout left.
Second down and 3 Cranford. Ball spotted at the 20-yard line.
So a timeout for Cranford. Way to fill the space, Tim. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries, man. What do you want to say? It's windy.
I don't know. That's why I pay you the big bucks to get this done while I'm doing all this. It's fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah, well, you know, you're the professional. I'm just here
I don't know about
soaking
that.
up your excellence.
I don't know about that.
All right, let's see. Get a big stop here. Keep him out of the end zone. All that jazz. Pass play.
Van
Going to
Dam
the end zone.
going to the end zone, and let's see, does he hold on? Yes, he does. Another touchdown. And that time, no stopping Cranford.
I want to see the instant replay. It looked like he trapped it.
Pass complete to number 18, Jake Carter.
Poe, can you make that happen? That's a tough one.
Going for 2, Coach.
And it looks like Cranford's going to try to get the point back that they missed.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. Give it a go.
Cranford to attempt a 2-point conversion after the touchdown.
Timeout coming from the Cougars.
Timeout Montgomery with 21 seconds left in the second quarter.
Would help if I published the changes that I just made before I checked to see whether the site was working.
I'll answer your text message here, buddy. Did you know that the site's not up?
No, if you tell everybody that if they wait a moment, they can refresh MIREradio.com, and all is right with the world now as I will update the Twitterverse and the Instaverse to our plight in life.
I mean, I wonder if it has anything to do with the wind.
So we'll see what Cranford's got going for 2 here. Want to welcome everybody back who we lost you during our internet connectivity issues.
Missed a lot of me filling up the dead space. Or not filling up the dead space. That's right. That's what I did.
So Cranford again looking for 2 here. And Van Dam is going to throw it out to the left and incomplete.
It's a little too much on it.
So 2 now.
That makes the score with 21
19
seconds
to 7.
remaining in the first
And this one, I figure you're just going to keep this on the ground here and go to the half, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I wouldn't really mess around with it at this point. You know, it's going to be hard to make any kind of pass in this weather right now. Hopefully, 15 minutes from now, maybe it's a little calmer. I doubt it.
You know, how 80 seconds changes how you feel about your fortunes in a game, right?
Yeah, right.
80
100%.
seconds ago it was 7-7, and you have the ball, you know?
Yeah.
And you're almost on the plus side of the field, and just like that, 2 scores later, you're down.
It turns on a dime, man.
Oh, my gosh.
So, yeah, it looks like the rain a little bit heavier is coming our way. I'm just looking at the radar. So the third quarter might get interesting.
What we're going to do is the moment that we hit halftime, we're going to go to our interview with Zoran Milic, which is about 18 minutes long. Halftime's usually 15. By the time teams get off the field and get back on, maybe we can sneak it in. Here's a pretty nice return by Montgomery out to midfield. So I don't really know that yeah, this would be where I would pull out a trick play. I would just, if you're going to say maybe I'll turn around and hand it to Benitez and send Schmelzer on a Skillman special or something.
This is where I would kneel it and go into the half.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that it's worth all of that. So I'm just looking at the radar. It doesn't look like we're going to get, we might get hit around 9:15, 9:30. But that's hopefully game's done by then.
Montgomery is going to try something here. Schmelzer gets away, and now he's just going to go down, and Schmelzer's going to get sacked back at the 43-yard line. So a loss of 7 on the play for Schmelzer, and that will take us to the half. So Montgomery hung very tight with Cranford until it was about a minute to go in the fourth quarter, or the second quarter, I should say. And we go to the halftime, down 19-7. Let's bring you this interview with the head coach of your Cougars, Zoran Milic.
Welcome back to the MIRE pregame show. We're getting set here for the season finale of high school football, at least in the regular season, at home tonight against an undefeated Cranford team. Here with the head coach of the Montgomery Cougars, Zoran Milic. Coach, what's up, man?
Hey, I haven't seen you in about 4 weeks.
I know, right? It's good to get this face-to-face thing back.
Yeah, but, we were on a winning streak, so I hope we didn't jinx it today.
No, we'll be fine. I don't believe in that nonsense. Let's back up a couple of weeks. You guys, it was very clear improvement from game 1 through game 4, but, didn't really yield any results at all. Take us back to the decision to change Alex out of playing quarterback and go with someone else, even though when you didn't know it was going to be Mike at the time?
Yeah, we had felt that at 0-4, we kind of, we thought we were out of the playoffs and it was time to make a change, and we wanted to get Alex out there playing all over the field like he's accustomed to doing and becoming a much bigger impact player. Also, the thought was we're going to play, one of our younger quarterbacks and start getting some experience going forward. But to be honest with you, I wanted to get Alex some good college film, moving him out of the quarterback position, which is not his natural position. We had 3 guys battling all week, to see who was going to be the quarterback. We ended up going with Michael Schmelzer, and he's just taken off. He has done so much better in games than he did in that week leading up to becoming the starting quarterback. And we went into that game in all honesty that, it wasn't a done deal. Like he was going to go, but we weren't telling him we were pulling him out at any time. But we, things weren't going well. We could look at the other guy because the competition was pretty close. Michael took the opportunity, had a great first game. I think he threw the ball to like 6 different people. So he was really seeing the field and spreading it around. And we've taken off ever since. Alex playing defense has been huge for us. Alex playing running back, receiver. Alex is all over the place. So you have to find him. And Michael has done a tremendous job. And one of the things that Michael brings to the table is he's very athletic. So we've kind of added the running quarterback, or we've kept the running quarterback part of our offense, but we have a quarterback who's now throwing to receivers. And one of them is obviously Alex Benitez.
That was one of the things that we talked about with him on the pod last weekend was, just his ability to continue to stay mobile and what a big part of his game that, that has kind of surprised me. But I think the focus for me was, and I brought it up to him and I'll bring it up to you now, that there was a play I hate that I haven't found it yet, either in Franklin or Scotch Plains, where he manipulated the pocket to step up and create room for himself. And I'm looking at this going, and then he delivers the ball on time to a receiver. And I'm going, holy cow, a 15-year-old kid just absolutely, where everyone else panics, he just created some space for himself despite people flying at him. Like when you watch a play like that, are you like, oh, okay, like we got something here?
Yeah, in a game setting, the kid just plays the game. Like it comes natural to him. Some of the things he does, you can't teach. You can coach up certain aspects in decision making, but the ability to step in a pocket, the timing in his head, getting rid of the ball when he needs to get rid of it. He's a young kid. He's going to have many more years of getting bigger, faster, stronger, and then also the experience factor. But he's just really. He's a natural quarterback. He, in that position, the main thing is to, move the team down the field and put points on the board. And he has certainly done that. He's actually made our receivers better because he's now throwing guys open, whereas before they weren't really, they'd be open for a split second and they were covered. What we're starting to see, and that's the phrase I always use, is throw them open. You know where they're supposed to be. You got to deliver the ball there. So once that break happens, that separation happens, and Michael's been naturally doing that. And, we've also made some great catches around him too. Mark Jenkins has had a few great catches over the last few weeks, and Alex as well. So, the guys are playing, their games have stepped up as well. They know they get a chance to catch the ball.
Yeah, you hear that criticism lobbied at a lot of, higher level quarterbacks in college and the pros, that they're either throw them open guys or see them open guys, right? And to hear that, that is what he's doing already. Another thing that I had mentioned to him was, I said, there seems to be just a quality about players, and you can put whatever sport you want to put it in here, and you practice in one particular kind of way, and then the game the lights come on, and some guys, wilt because they're just not used to that. And then it seems like he has gone the exact opposite direction. If that first week of practice was close, and then we saw what we saw the last 3 weeks, I said, well, what actually did the week of practice look like,
I always think of the Allen Iverson quote, like practice. We talking about practice. Because he really struggled in practice. Like, he had better athletic ability than the other two, because he could move a little bit better. But throwing wise, he wasn't doing anything special where you sat there and said, that's the kid. And we went really because they were all about equal, but he had more athletic ability and we thought he could get out of the pocket a little bit more. And he was more of a threat to run, which we had done with Alex. And then when the games came on, he's a game time player. Like he just took off in a different stratosphere with regard to, leading up to that first Franklin game. Since then, though, his practice has been very good.
That was going to be my next question.
No, he's the practices have been very good. He's kind of taken off, and he's getting all the reps too. But his practices have been phenomenal. Like the week of Scotch Plains, I thought we had this one offensive night that was our best of the year, and he was as sharp as could be. He hit every throw, and we were moving, and the results showed that following Friday night. But yeah, he's not the practice player he was beforehand. He's taking it to a whole different level. And, like the last play that he did yesterday, which I thought was really impressive, we had an out pattern, and he threw that ball before the kid broke. And as he broke and turned around and was just getting a step out of the break, that ball was right there. The kid caught it. I'm like, it's really hard to defend. And that was probably, for me, that he's really throwing them open. He's anticipating. He knows his receivers now, their speed. So I think he's getting better with it too.
To use a line from one of my favorite movies, Mystery Alaska, Mike Myers has a line and he says, "It's not rocket surgery, okay?" And I don't think it's rocket surgery here that he got a little confidence, and now he's just been that player that's taken kind of that confidence and run with it. And I'm going to compliment you, which I know is rare, but I'm going to do it. That you had an opportunity to start him in the North Hunterdon game, and you guys waited. And I thought, and I've said this on the air, what a discerning thing that would be, because, you certainly, I don't think by any stretch were playing to the level that you thought you could play because of the things you talked about with Alex having to play quarterback and, what that limited him from doing for the rest of the team. But to have the patience to say, like, this is not the best position that I can put this kid in. Let's wait one more week and then insert him in a situation where we think he can have a lot more success. I think that your decision as a staff to do that, like, might be the difference between him taking that, confidence in that first game, and then now all of a sudden you're seeing it in all these different practices.
Yeah, we did talk about it. He was eligible to go, but he had not done anything really to separate himself to be the guy. More importantly, we knew there was going to be a change at quarterback. North Hunterdon's a very good football team, and the last thing we wanted to do was, number one, put in, whether it was Michael or the other two quarterbacks, have them have a real rough game. We lose the game. Seniors are now like, hey, we're out of the playoffs. You don't want them like resenting that the younger player came in and their star player, is at a different position. So that was kind of like the seniors' last stand of like, hey, we're not going to fire anybody, but we have to reshuffle the deck a little bit. I just thought Franklin was the perfect opportunity at that point because they were winless. We were winless. You're playing a winless team. That's the time to make the change. And, and I thought it'd be in the best situation for whoever the quarterback was to come in there and get the job done. It worked out to be perfect that way because I didn't want them being overwhelmed with a team that's very good, especially defensively. North Hunterdon, they blitz, they do. Whereas Franklin really doesn't blitz much. So I thought that would be better for a new quarterback not to have guys in their face the whole night. That was a big decision as I pre-scouted. That the change would come for the Franklin game. And this was kind of like the last shot with the veteran guys and with Alex at quarterback trying to do what we could possibly do. But if it didn't work out, we're not blaming some younger kid that, his first thing, we should have left Alex in. I didn't want to second guess at that point.
Right.
I wanted to get to the point where, like, listen, we're now 0-4. It's time to kind of move forward in a different direction at the QB position, let Alex get to where Alex really wants to play on top of that. So, the other thing, too, you had to make sure that Alex was on board with this as well. So, and Alex was certainly on board with this move because he got to do a lot more. He got to play defense, which he's been begging to do. So it ended up working really well for us. So, but of course, Michael has played lights out. So it makes it look like a great decision now. But at the time, it was really not to have a new quarterback overwhelmed in a big game and then have people like blaming him for. I didn't want to put him in a situation that was almost like, you're setting him up for failure, potentially. Okay. And not to say Michael wouldn't have done well against North Hunterdon, possibly, but I just felt the scope of what they did was something that he was not ready for or any of our new quarterbacks. But Franklin would because they were going to sit back a little bit more.
I was doing my prep for this game in this interview this morning in my head, and it occurred to me something that was so ironic that you take your star player, your best player, your most versatile player, and you remove him.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it just in those terms, you take the best player out of the position that holds the ball on every play, and yet it is like a celebrated decision by everybody involved, including the star player. The irony there is just, it's incredible.
Yeah, it was, the idea that Michael had to sit 30 days, which was, the state ruled on that. So we really didn't prep him as much because we have to play the first 4 games,
Sure.
and we have to get the other quarterbacks ready because if week 2, Alex gets hurt, and week 1, I mean, Alex went out and, Garrett Probaka had to come in at the end of the game. We have to prepare that next kid to come in who can help us at that point. So, there was, I think, some of the stuff, there was some rust on Michael because he really didn't get the reps that he, would have normally gotten had he been eligible, to play by the state. So you have to play with who's there that week, who can actually physically play in the game. That includes injured players. You can't put an injured player in who has missed a whole week and let them start on Friday night. So that decision, removing Alex, Alex might have been the happiest person.
So let's look forward
Yes.
a little bit to tonight. Make no mistake about it. There's a lot on the line today. There's the notion of an undefeated team coming in here. There's a notion that you are the first team on the outside of the bubble in this playoff race. Just talk about the big scope of tonight's game before we even get into the specifics of Cranford.
We are now relevant. At 0-4, we are no longer relevant. I told the players these 3 straight wins, we win, we're in. We know we've calculated every scenario. If we win, there's no way we don't get in. Okay. That's even if some teams in front of us win because of Cranford, who they are, and what the OSI that they bring, which is opponent strength index. So we win, we're in. Okay. That's number 1. I told our guys we're playing for like a playoff game tonight. It is a relevant game. At 0-4, this game could have looked like irrelevant except for senior night, take a nice picture, and then, continue to lose and you pack up the season and get ready for a consolation game. Now we're at a totally different stage here. I think, winning at Franklin and the big win against Scotch Plains really propelled us, put us right on that edge. So having said that, all focus is on winning this game. There are other scenarios that can play out, but the scenario I like is the one that's in our hands, and that's if we win, we're in. All right. We know now Cranford, they want to have the number 1 seed. They want to be at home the whole time. They're not going to take us lightly. Eric Rosenmeyer is a great coach, and Joe Hubert is a longtime defensive coordinator. They're very good coaches, and I assure you that they're not taking us lightly. Even though our record is 3-4, they watch the tape. They know we're a different team now than we were earlier in the year. So I don't think we're sneaking up on Cranford. They got a lot to play for as well, too.
Their line, talked about it with Brandon earlier in the week. Both directions. There's some big boys there. And, if you say, at least in my memory of the recent past, this feels like the biggest challenge up front on both sides that we've seen in some time.
We've never faced a team this big on a front line. Their left tackle, 6'6", 280 pounds. Their left guard, 6'2", 280, but he might be one of their best linemen. He's one of the top wrestlers in the state. Their center, 6', 210. He's the small guy of the bunch, but he's really well put together, weight room kid. Their right guard, Matt Fries, he's 6'5", 280. He's going to University of Illinois. I think his brother's in the NFL, just, got drafted last year from Penn State. And then Kyle Fada, right tackle, who's one of my best friends' son. He's 6'7", 280, and he's only a junior. And then one of the starting linemen last year, I think his last name is Ruby. He's 6'3", 220. He's the H-back. So, he's ramming in there. They're really big. They don't pull anyone. They just come right at you, and that H-back kind of leads up where they want to kind of go.
Why would you pull?
There's no reason to pull.
No reason.
They just, and they're good. I watched them. I watched the Fries kid against Woodbridge take one of the Woodbridge kids who prevented a major problem, big kid, 300, and he drove him like 6 yards into the back of the end zone when they just walked in on a short yardage play. They're very good. They are gelling as an offense line. You watch them from the beginning of the year to now. They're a different team from the beginning of the year, as you would expect them to improve. They have skilled kids outside that are all baseball kids from a state championship team. a year ago. They're all good athletes, multi-sport athletes. The quarterback's 6'4". He can run. He's got a cannon of an arm. Will Gallagher, one of their main receivers, is a shortstop pitcher. He's going to Ryder, play baseball. He's a tremendous two-way player. The running back, Colin Murray, is a bull. He reminds me of the kid from Westfield a few years ago when nobody tackles him. Like, you watch some of his runs and they're ridiculous runs. I mean, he goes right into a pile of people, and next thing you know, he's out of the pile. He's knocking, he's a challenge just to tackle. Never mind the big offensive line. You got to tackle him. And he's like, he just rams right in there. So they offensively are probably the biggest challenge we've ever faced since maybe seeing Theo Riddick his senior year when they had a real good team. But from a size standpoint and everything that they can do offensively, it's a major challenge. I know Coach Santinella, our defensive coordinator, has not slept well this week, but we think we have a great plan for our kids, and we had a best week of defensive practice this week.
So you feel like, because physically it's difficult, if you're saying this is a group that you've never seen in your years of coaching, that, it'd be difficult to physically match up there. How do you schematically approach something like this and making some changes?
Yeah, well, first of all, there's a lot of late nights and a lot of sleepless nights because you sit there and you draw on a board and you want to take away their best plays and I don't want to say anything right now. I think we have a pretty good plan to combat that, but we got to stay low. That's number one thing for the D line. You can't have our defensive linemen thrown into our linebackers. And that's what they tend to do. Our guys have to play with a real low pad level. I know it sounds like coach speak, but low man wins in football, the lower leverage. If we get up and we go chest to chest, it's over. It's going to be a quick night. We really have to be disciplined and we have to stay low. We're just giving up too much weight up front per person. And in some cases, 70 pounds, and height too. And that's the problem too. They're so big. If you can stalemate them, good luck trying to find a running back because they're 6'6", 6'5". I mean, it's hard to find the ball, and if you peek your head one way, you got to, so there's a lot of challenges there, but staying low is number one, not getting knocked off the ball. That's challenge number one.
Well, I think I speak for everybody when I say good luck tonight with that. You better luck to your lines. But a really impressive last couple of weeks, Coach, and we wish you the best of luck as you get back to hopefully even and into the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you very much, Keith. That's what we're hoping for.
All right, love it. We'll be back. Rest of the MIRE pregame show coming up in just a couple of minutes, and then we have kickoff. The season finale in the regular season, undefeated Cranford, coming to the Den. We'll be right back. You're caught in the MIRE. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience.
Welcome back to Skillman, Keith Glock, Matt Pogue, Tim Bartholomew with you live in the Mire. I can actually vouch for the first time in our history that internet outage was not Pogue's fault.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna blow. I'm not.
No, he said internet, not the other part. Whatever happened before.
All right, the
I
sound
don't know.
part, totally your fault.
Yeah, I mean some of it. Most 99 to 100%.
I just think he's
of it.
getting better at hiding his mistakes.
No, there's no hiding it. You'll get a text at 2 in the morning tomorrow.
Yeah.
Did you see this at 37 minutes in? Did you see
I
this?
I
found
know.
it.
Well, that's the problem. I wake up too early. I start watching the stream. I'm texting him at 4:15 in the morning. Let's take a look at the halftime statistics. As you see it here, Schmelzer, a middling first half, started very, very slowly, picked things up, and then it was an interception that I think we were in the internet outage at the time. You guys didn't see. You missed right at the end of the Colin Murray touchdown to put Cranford on top, and then Mike Schmelzer threw a pick down the field, and then Van Dam answered with a touchdown of his own. So that is why we stand at 19-7, and Schmelzer has 84 yards and a passing touchdown. Alex Benitez, 10 rushes, 49 yards, and a trio of catches for 37 yards. Jenkins has 0 yards receiving. As you can see, Cranford really keeping an eye on him. 1 catch for no yards. That'll be a stat line that you're not going to be really thrilled with. But it is what it is. Now, so here's something cool as we're getting ready for the start of the second half, I should say. Earlier today, the head coach of the New York Jets, Robert Saleh, was addressing the media, and he did so with a very interesting article of clothing on his chest. And I guess I'll just leave it at that because he goes on further to explain it. So we'll let Mr. Saleh do it for me.
One more? Yeah, absolutely. So this is Zoran Milic, Montgomery Township High School. He's in his 21st season. He's the only coach in this high school's history and has had a lot of success, so he's our coach of the week. All right, thanks, everybody.
So pretty cool there as Robert Saleh, I guess they do a coach of the week. I hadn't even realized that they did that. But Zoran Milic and the Montgomery Cougars obviously getting a nod from Saleh and the Jets.
Big time.
You see it here. There's a tweet sent out this afternoon. And Cougs on the national scene.
Yeah, there you go. I'm going onside kick by here, right, by the way.
This would be the most obvious time ever to onside kick.
100%. I'm doing it for the rest of the game.
Carter and Gallagher back to return for Cranford.
So Benitez approaches, and underway in the second half we are.
Oh, mishandled.
Picked up at the 15-yard line, and a great job by Montgomery on special teams to cover, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're going to see that for the rest of the night, either onside or squib kicks from both teams.
Jake Carter returning it for about 8 yards out to the 23.
Looks like it's raining a little bit out there now.
It hasn't slowed.
Yeah, I don't think the heart's just coming down for
Oh, a little Groundhog Day reference there for everybody not aware.
Caddyshack.
Well, there's a very you're right, but there's a very similar moment in Groundhog Day. First carry of the second half goes for about 2 yards.
So they got to stop him in this drive, man. This is you got to come out, put your stamp on this first or second, third quarter. Third quarter. I'll get it right. I'll eventually get there.
You okay?
Yeah, I'll get there. You know, it's much louder.
What happened?
You know,
what? Are
it's
you
much louder on this side of the press box.
Oh my god!
I couldn't hear.
We're 6 feet to the left of where we usually are.
It's much louder.
Van Dam flushed away. He makes a man miss. And then he is chopped down at the 25-yard line, awkwardly, actually, by Liam McManus. But he popped right up. I have a feeling, Tim, that it might not be the 6 feet you move to the left, but the fact that there's about 4 times as many people in the press box tonight.
It's loud. It's hard to hear. in your own.
It's hard to hear, Cotton.
hard to
I
hear,
can't.
I'm shocked.
I'm shocked, Cotton. I have less of an ability to hear. All right. I swear to God, we're back.
Maybe.
Van Dam on third down. Throwing out to the left, and nobody home. So that's going to be incomplete and a punting situation, and that's what Montgomery needed to start things.
Yep. Now offensively, you got to put it together.
I actually I actually am shocked. I was just going to say I'm shocked, and then you see what you've done, Pogue. You see what you've done. I actually am shocked that they didn't just line up and try to run it down our throat there. Wacky snap, and they end up getting the punt away. It's a wobbler, and Jenkins actually fields it, and he's going to end up going backwards.
It's a little risky. I mean, it ended up being a good play for us because that probably was going to roll another 15, 20 yards.
So in any event, the Cougs will begin first and 10 at the 32. I mean, just with the way that the rain has intensified.
It's like sheets of rain are coming down now.
And there was a time in the first half when it was, when Matt said it was raining sideways, but it was more kind of like misting. You really couldn't see the rain landing on the track at all. And now it's a deluge.
Yep. It's a little wet out there.
So Montgomery will start in the shotgun as Eddie Kyan will move across the formation. And they're going to, Benitez is pointing on the opposite side of the line.
Like everyone's got you how to do that. You got to point to the other team. They did it, not me.
Two line judges, they want offside. Yeah, they're gonna get Cranford.
We'll take it.
That's a 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Free 5 for the Cougs.
Ball will be spotted at the 38-yard.
Take them however you can get them.
First down and 5, Cougars.
This really the first time in the Montgomery career of Michael Schmelzer that he's faced any kind of adversity.
I mean, I think he's handling it pretty well so far. I mean, I know the score isn't indicative of what he's capable of, but we're still keeping it close.
These kinds of procedural penalties drive a coaching staff absolutely bananas.
Oh, they make the game go forever, man.
5 yards up and 5 yards back. Now, I don't even really understand who's moving where and why, because rarely, or rather, we really only got underway with the play. Eddie Khan wasn't even across the formation.
I don't know.
So anyway, we're back where we started. Eddie again moves across, and they're going to hand to Alex, and he's just going to get absolutely annihilated in the backfield. So
ref really let the whistle, waited to blow the whistle on that one. You got eaten up, blow it.
Loss of 5.
5 on the play. It's going to bring up a second down and 15.
Lucas Ruby really almost took the snap for Benitez.
28-yard line.
So we'll see what Schmelzer's got rolling. On second down and long. He throws, and it's caught. McManus has it again. He covers up, and that's a nice gain out to the 41-yard line.
Having a good job, doing a good job tonight, securing the ball. That's a hard catch in this kind of weather.
Gain of 13 on the play.
Third down and 1.
That's great.
Ethan McManus has the 2 biggest catches of the day for Montgomery. Well, outside of the touchdown, of course. A big-time catch and run, helping them convert a long to-go situation. And this one is going to be a first down for the Cougs.
And then some.
Benitez just straight ahead out to the 49-yard line. It'll be 6 yards and a Cougar first down for the senior captain, that school's all-time leading rusher, a 2,000-yard rusher.
Yeah, just in every game making it harder and harder for the next guy.
Let's take another look at it here as you see Alex just put his head down and
push the pile.
Get the necessary yardage. Jenkins back in motion, but the give will go to Benitez. He looks for room on the right side and is tackled after about a yard. Again, Lucas Ruby on the tackle. 12 carries now for Benitez, 50 yards.
It's not bad numbers.
Check that, 13 for 51. I was a little too quick on the trigger. Halfway home for the Cougs. Nose of the football on the 50. It's going to be Benitez again. Alex spinning away from two tacklers and would have been better off going down, as he's going to end up losing 3 on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd and 12.
Yeah, it's really hard to get any forward push from the offensive line right now.
So Ethan McManus walking back to the huddle, just like shaking off those gloves, because he's just trying to get any kind of tackiness and traction that he can.
On nights like this, sometimes it's you don't want to wear the gloves because they get slick. It's almost better to be barehanded, even though it's a little cold.
Schmelzer, he's going to throw deep up the left side, and it's complete to Jenkins.
It's going to be maybe a little short.
He is right at the sticks, boy. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Ben's on the spot.
Oof. I mean, that makes a big difference, though.
Yeah. He got 12. He needed 30. He got 11. We needed 12. I mean, it's inches.
I mean, I'm guessing Benitez takes the snap here and goes up the gut. That's what I see happening.
Let's see.
Oh, there you go. Now that's a different,
spot.
That would be a first down.
They're going to have to come in here and take a look at this. The referee's going to stop the clock and look at it. The near side official came in and respotted that thing. I'd give it to It's a good job by the officials. Mostly because it went in our favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe we're
now,
not.
No way. The referee just signaled for a first down.
He signaled for a down.
Yeah.
He's like, I take it back.
Yeah, now they're going to move the sticks now.
Oh, never mind. It is a first down.
For Montgomery, ball at the 42-yard line.
How about that?
They can't embarrass me.
Yeah.
So a new set of downs. So we will, in fact, give him 12 on that completion, right? We need to. Benitez, he'll go forward for a yard.
I mean, it was a good read to find the open hole and get through it. Not a lot going there, but still, it was better than a loss.
Ball at the 40. 6:35 remaining in the third quarter.
I feel like you're more distracted with the stats this week than you were when you were doing the stats yourself.
It is what it is. What can I tell you?
I'm just saying.
2nd down and 9, and Schmelzer will roll to his right. Benitez gives him a block, and he throws to a wide-open Jenkins, who's got another first down to the 31-yard line, and Jenkins is the one delivering the wood.
Cranford's doing a lot of coming off the edge, and Schmelzer's doing a great job rolling away from it and getting the ball out before he gets hit. And on that time, we were able to pick up the blitz. So altogether, great play on that one.
9 yards on the play from Schmelzer to Jenkins, and Mark has turned it back on here to start the second half. He had just that one catch for no yards coming into the third quarter, and two big catches now.
It's going to help the average.
This will be Benitez as he's through into the second level.
There you go.
Bounces it to the outside before he's pushed out of bounds. Gain of 5 for Benitez. So Alex showing that he has some wiggle as a nice jump cut by the senior.
Just got to keep doing what you're doing here. Move the ball, punch it in. Then we're within a score. Anything can happen.
I think the the thing you don't want to do is try to get too much at once. Benitez is going to try to come off the left side, looking for the edge, lowers the boom, and he's going to end up losing a yard.
You know, anytime you stretch it out and the closer and closer you get to the sideline, you know the worse off you're going to be.
And, you know, as much as, you know, Alex doesn't have that, you know, remarkable get-to-the-edge speed, he's elusive in tight spaces and more of a power back than a true speed back. So, you know, when you try to go wide against a team as fast as Cranford is, you know, that's why you know, you get into that.
He's fast, but, you know, he relies more on, like you said, lowering the boom.
They go out to Benitez in the flat, and he gets away from a man and has another first down, and he spins down to the 16-yard line. That's a great job by Benitez.
And that's like, you know, what we were just saying. You know, he's the type of guy, he gets the ball, and then he's one-on-one. It's going to take more than one guy to tackle him. You know, so he's able to push himself forward, get the extra 4 or 5 yards, and the very important first down.
Gain of 10.
Ball's going to be spotted
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
just outside the 15-yard line. First down and 10 Cougars.
Clock rolling under 4:30 to play here in the third quarter. Michael Schmelzer sends Eddie Kahn in motion, and he'll give up the middle. And that time, no gain on the play.
Nothing doing.
Benitez on the carry.
It's funny, this drive, you know, despite the weather the way it is, we've had way more success throwing the ball than we have running.
I don't really know that that's a shocking turn of events given the massive size on the defensive line for Cranford.
True. I'm just saying, like, with the elements, these are hard passes to complete, and they've been doing a fantastic job doing it.
Benitez on his left and Count on his right as Schmelzer will hand to Benitez. And Alex again for about a yard. Yeah, we'll give him 2.
Yeah. So they need to get some good yards on this play.
So let's see what Montgomery has dialed up on 3rd down. Schmelzer comes to the sideline, so it's going to be
That's interesting.
Benitez in at quarterback, and he's got Guidetti with him. So let's see what Cardi's got drawn up. Benitez is going to throw for it. He's got a man wide open. It's Eddie Kahn. He's into the end zone.
Oh, great play call.
We haven't seen it all season long, and Sean Cardi kept it in his back pocket for just such an occasion.
Fantastic.
The first receiving touchdown of the season for Eddie Kahn. Let's look at it again.
I mean, that's a great pass, too. Just look at the patience, and then boom.
You fake the jet sweep. You have 3 different options on the play to make Cranford think about it. And Benitez with a passing touchdown. Good snap, good spot, and Alex's extra point is good. So Montgomery is within 5.
I mean, those two missed extra points are coming up big right now.
Fantastic play from Montgomery. Where was that ball spotted, Pogue, on that pass play? Any idea? We can go back to that thing.
Say like the 10.
We're going to see. What do you think there, Pogue? 14?
Yeah, about
I'm going to say the 14-yard line. So we'll call it a 14-yard TD pass from Benitez to Eddie Kahn.
Love it.
That's
Love
a perfect quarterback rating on the day for Benitez, if anyone's keeping track.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you, I'm just making sure.
His well, what is it? EPA? His expected points added is very high.
Yeah.
Right there after that play. EPA is a passer. It's Taysom Hill like. The old Taysom Hill before he started playing quarterback more, and everybody realized he wasn't that good.
I loved it. I love Taysom Hill. He was awesome before he started playing quarterback.
That was the best fake contract in the history of pro sports. He signed that extension for 1 year just to push his salary cap number, and they told him to make up whatever numbers he wanted. He signed like a 1 year extension for $48 million. It was totally voidable. Yeah, great kick. as it's fielded inside the 5, and great
Nice.
special teams coverage by Montgomery.
Got to get it done now.
And that was not good, as Will Gallagher came up a little bit lame on that return. I don't know if he was holding his hand, his arm, or his midsection.
All three.
So if there was ever a time that we were praying for a turnover, I'm going to fully invoke the football gods on this drive. Van Dam is going to give up the middle. Great job by Joe Rossman. Rossman met him in the hole, and Colin Murray, not to say that Montgomery's figured him out, but they're doing a much better job of limiting him. I don't know that you're going to figure him out.
Well, no, I mean, you know what he's trying to do, and in the whole game they've been trying to run it up the gut and push with their big guys. Montgomery's doing a good job in the second level, flying to the ball and stopping him.
Murray again. Fury got a handle on him, and you see Fury smacking the ground there as he was upset. He just slipped out of his grip. So we'll call it about 7 and a first down for Colin Murray and Cranford.
Yeah, I mean, he hits the hole really fast, and he's a quick kid. So if you don't get there right away, he's going to be by you.
Weather had a lot to do with that one, as he just slipped right through Fury's big paws. It'll be Murray again. He's got a running room this time, and he is chopped down at the 41-yard line after a gain of 11. Rossman and Jenkins there to make the stop. Man, you see this one here.
And again, they're going with the quick pace offense, picking it up.
Murray just was 8-9 yards down the field before there was any contact, and he's going to get it again here. Montgomery loses a helmet. Hopefully his head's not in it.
Yeah, I mean,
Nope.
you never want to see that.
High school rules after a gain of 4. You lose your helmet like that, you got to come out for a play. It's actually, if you were going to do something to get guys to wear their helmets the right way, that's it.
Yeah.
You're going to lose your helmet, you're coming out.
Yep.
Second down and 5. And Van Dam will go to Murray. And Murray again still driving the pile. And now they finally give him a whistle after a gain of 4. He's short, but not by much.
Yeah, and they're just pounding it, man. They're not even mixing up the plays. They're just driving it up the middle.
You have to think, based on how they've played this game so far, that they would take 2 shots at this rather than punt it if they didn't get it here.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But no worries about that, as Murray just gets the first down before Benitez grabs him around the legs.
It's going to take us to the half, probably.
If we go back to the half, I might leave. I'm just saying.
Yeah, quarter, whatever. You call out all my mistakes, man.
Because what else do I do? I don't know.
I'm gonna can't wait till you make a mistake.
Tim, I compensate for my own lack of self-confidence by pointing out others' flaws.
Like, unbelievable.
We've played 3 in Skillman, and this one has been a dandy. Cranford leads it 19-14. The final 12 minutes coming up. A playoff spot is on the line here in Montgomery. We'll be right back. You're caught in the mire. It's the Montgomery Internet Radio Experience. Welcome back. Harry Freza doing some yeoman's work here for us, trying to find out a Wayne Hills Northern Highlands scores. Murray on the first carry of the fourth. He's got a first down before he gets upended. This is what I expected on that first drive of the half. You know, you just lean on your big uglies up front. So we'll say 1st and 10 from the 37. And again, while Murray made a Guidetti miss in the backfield, and he ends up going for about 8. And, you know, Gavin was there in the backfield, too.
I just pulled up Wayne Hills on Facebook to see if I can grab if they're posting their scores. Not Facebook, I'm sorry, Twitter, and they're not.
It's been all Colin Murray here on this drive, and he keeps it moving. Another first down to the 16-yard line. Gain of 6 again for Colin Murray, and he's got Cranford in business.
Well,
Man, you need a stop here.
And we've seen the Cougars make big stops before, so wouldn't be surprised if it happens now. Good timeout by Coach Milich, just kind of get the guys together, let them know how important this is, because this is a big play, big series.
So let's recap everything for you. 10:44 to go in the ball game. Montgomery in need of either a win tonight against Cranford, or they can back into the playoffs with a loss, and a pair of losses by both Wayne Hills and, why am I losing my mind? I know we're rooting for Demarest. Who are we rooting against here, Pug?
Northern Highlands.
No, Northern Highlands we're rooting for. And Bergenfield. Sorry. Bergenfield. We need a Bergenfield loss and a Wayne Hills loss if Montgomery were to lose. And that'll get us dancing next week in round 1 of the North 4 playoffs. So it's a first down for Cranford out of the Montgomery timeout, and they're able to get the handoff away despite a not clean exchange.
Couple chances in the backfield to get him for a loss, but he ends up getting a pretty big gain.
Murray just has that elite level speed, and he's able to pick up 6. You know, we knew that the weather was going to slow down the passing game of Montgomery, and it slowed down the passing game at Cranford even more. It's been a rough day for Will Gallagher. We haven't really heard his name too much. It's been all this man, Colin Murray, as he's got another big gain inside the 5, and that is going to be another first down. It'll be 1st and goal for Cranford from the 5.
Ball at the 6-yard line.
This has been one of those impressive drives.
Yeah. It's just long sustained.
Here he is again. Murray to the 3. Stacked up there. And it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1.
We need one of those timely penalties on Cranford to.
How about a timely turnover?
Oh, that would be even better.
So let's see what they do here from the 1-yard line. And it's going to be Murray, and he walks in. Touchdown, Cranford.
Looks like
and you know what? If you are Colin Murray, because you know those running backs like to get into a rhythm, right? You know, the more carries they get, the more they seem to get clicking. There was no disguising what was going on that drive, boy.
No. Murray left, Murray right, Murray up the middle.
You see exactly why, as Benitez almost gets there again off the edge, and the extra point is good from Liam Godwin. You see right there why Cranford came into this game 7-0, because everybody knew where the ball was going, and yet you can't stop it.
Yeah. I mean, great blocking by their big guys you expect as much, but still doesn't take anything away from what Murray's accomplishing. He's making good reads, and he's really very quick.
What you can't do if you're Montgomery here, I think, is try to win the game on one play, right? There's 9 minutes to go. The clock is not your enemy just yet. You haven't really hit on many huge gainers so far, so you may as well stick to the game plan.
Yeah, I mean, they got to do the same thing they just did, right? It's just, honestly, if you get a score here, it's one stop. That's all you need.
That's it.
So stick to the game plan.
I think
in
the same way that, you kind of held on to that play that Benitez ended up throwing a touchdown on. If you've been hanging on to anything defensively, now's the time to unleash it the next time you are on that side of the ball. Jenkins is going to field it at the 4. Mark is still on his feet out to the 35.
I was a little worried. It was a good block.
You thought blocking the back there?
I thought blocking the back.
No, he ended up turning.
Yeah, it ended up being fortunate, but it was very close.
Something we talk about in lacrosse all the time. You can't push a guy in the back, and we talk about, well, what's the back exactly?
Yeah.
If you got one hand on the shoulder and the other one on a shoulder blade, I don't think that's the back. The back is, to me, between the shoulder blades.
Well, it's always tough, right? You're getting blocked, and then you're trying to make a move, and you turn your back to the guy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He's not technically blocking you in the back.
31-yard return for Jenkins, and it's going to be Benitez, and he is going to be, swallowed up in the backfield. And that was Matt Fries, the right guard, who was in that time at nose tackle.
Yeah.
Fries' older brother, Penn State alum, recent alum, now playing in the NFL. So there's some lineage.
Some genes in there, some DNA.
Second down and 14 coming. Ball spotted back at the 33-yard line. This is going to be Schmelzer. He's going to try to escape left, and now he throws, and that's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, better off that way, too.
Yep. Looking for Ethan McManus. It's been his favorite target today. So this is a spot where you need to get about 7 or 8 back so you can get yourself to 4th and makeable. I don't think you can punt.
Yeah, not enough time on the clock to do that. So you definitely don't need all of it right here. You don't need all 14 yards.
Nope. Nope, you don't.
10 would be awesome.
Montgomery's going to get a new football out of this, and hopefully this one's a little bit drier than the last one.
Yeah.
So 3rd and a good distance for the Cougs. Michael will throw off his back foot looking for Jenkins, and he was there. He just missed him.
Yeah. It was decent blocking by our offensive line to give him enough time to make that pass. He didn't seem like he was that hurried. He kind of maybe just forced it a little bit.
That is, I'll bet you something that they're going to get cleaned up between this season and that. Because, to your point, he was not under pressure. He just continued to drift, as he rolled to his left. He took maybe 2 steps too many instead of just stopping, turning, planting, and driving that ball into Jenkins.
I mean, it's a rare miss. You haven't seen him make too many of them.
No. This is a great kick from Benitez.
Benitez's kick is going to be down to the 33-yard line.
So I'm sure we're going to get another heavy dose of Murray up the middle, Murray left, Murray right. So something that the defense has to be prepared for and maybe be aggressive on that first and second line.
34-yard punt for Benitez. So Montgomery needs to stop, and they need it, without too many first downs.
Northern Highlands is winning at the half, 14-7.
14-7. Our friends at Northern Highlands doing their job. We'll send a telegram and some Krispy Kreme up to Bergenfield as well, possibly. We can see if they can handle their business tomorrow. This is going to be a handoff up the middle, and that one looked almost to be a little dicey as Luca Lamera is in the game.
So we lose. We need both of those teams to win, or just one?
We need Wayne Hills and Bergenfield need to lose.
Oh, okay.
Either of those teams win, and they will be able to jump Montgomery in terms of power points. Here's Lamera, and a great play in the backfield.
Tackle.
Gadetti again in the backfield.
Doing a great job flying in the ball today, making great tackles, staying low on these. He's still a big running back.
Look at it again here as you see Gavin just getting low. You heard Coach Milich in his halftime, which was supposed to be pregame interview, talk about staying low in terms of pad level and making that tackle there. You try to tackle some of these guys high. You try to, sustain a block or shed a block high. You're gonna get in trouble. They tried to set up a screen. Give Benitez a lot of credit for not leaving his feet. The screen they tried to set up was to Lucas Ruby, and Montgomery did send the house there. Exactly what they needed to do was get a stop on the first set of downs. They were able to do it, and they're going to get the ball back.
Yeah, I mean, ideally you would not wanted to have that offensive series, but really no harm, no foul here. Hopefully get a good return.
We'll get a look at that again after this return. Because I really thought, did we get a piece of that? We might have either got a piece of it and nearly a ball that's going to get down at the 26, but nearly a ball that hit a Montgomery player. Let's look at it again here. Watch Benitez come off the edge. They sent two guys that way, and Benitez, instead of jumping and maybe giving Van Dam a window to be able to throw that, just stayed at home, kept hands high, and he forced a bad throw. That's a great job.
Discipline. So here we go.
So got to start moving, and you got to do it at a brisk pace.
Yeah.
If I had to say.
You don't need it all right away, but you need it soon.
You can't score 12 on one drive.
No.
But you can score 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So let's get it moving. Schmelzer. He'll throw it to Benitez. Alex
good
gets a block.
block.
And he is tripped up outside the 30-yard line, just shy of the 35. We'll call it a gain of 8 out to the 34-yard line.
Was that Jenkins who threw that block? That was a good block by the receiver to give him some extra room.
11 of 20 now for Schmelzer, 136 yards and a touchdown. And let's take another look at it again here whenever we can get to it. As you see, Schmelzer's statistics.
We got somebody down on the field.
Yeah, a great job of blocking on the outside there to help Benitez get an extra 5 or 6. So
might be Benitez down on the sideline.
Not exactly sure. But that seems to be as good a guess as any because Eubanks is in the huddle. So you talk about as if you wanted to line up players you considered to be indispensable, Alex Benitez is at the top of that list.
To say the least. All right, he's up.
Nobody is immune to getting shaken up from time to time in this game. It's not, what do they say? The injury rate in football is 100%. It's just a matter of what type of injury you're going to get. So Schmelzer. He'll try to throw, and this one's going to get stopped, and they're going to get offside again, I think. And this might give Montgomery a first down, if that's what the call is. Yep.
Nice.
So they're going to free set of downs out of that.
Well, that's good. It looked like it was going to be a big play. They were going to take a shot. Now they can, maybe get Alex back in if he's feeling good, but he doesn't have his helmet on, so I think he's going to be out for a little bit.
Swear we need our sideline reporter.
Yeah. Well, let's see if they take a shot here.
1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Schmelzer will zip it out to the right, and that is complete. Forward progress should get him out to about the 45, 46-yard line.
It's really been working, so.
Gain of 6 again for the Cougs. McManus has really done a nice job today because it's clear that Cranford has watched the tape. You got to take Benitez out and you got to take Jenkins out. And it's been McManus and Eddie Kian who've been the beneficiaries.
Yeah, he really stepped up this game. He's running really crisp routes and getting open, and Schmelzer's delivering on the ball.
Here's Michael on 2nd down, and he throws, and
Did he catch
did he
that?
catch that somehow magically? No, they're going to say no, incomplete.
Oh, man.
No.
That was almost like a, look what I found. You know?
Yeah,
I
no,
would
the
love to
fans
see that.
the fans don't like it, but I'm here to tell you I had a let's see let's see how good Pogue is. Okay, I don't really know, but we going to try to find out.
Right now he's mediocre.
Stupid scoreboard in the way.
Pogue.
Double the old double scoreboard move on that Pogue. Good job.
Unbelievable.
Hopefully Caleb Dagnall's not watching. Schmelzer pumps, throws back into the middle, and he was looking for Eddie Kian, and incomplete again, and they'll bring up 4th down.
I mean, obviously you're going for it. I feel like, in this last series, he's been kind of quick to get out of the pocket. He's been rolling a little bit too far to his right, a little bit too far to his left.
You can't be kicking this. There's no way. No, there's no way. This has got to be a fake. It's got to be. It's got to be. Unless he's going to try to get him to jump. It is a fake. Guidetti, and Gavin's not going to get it. Nope.
Well, I don't like it.
They're going to say he's short by about a yard. I don't even think it's that close, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's way.
I would have much rather
Took my chances with a pass, like some stick routes and something like that.
It's so we'll call Guidetti for. We'll give him 4 and needed 5.
I mean, he almost got 0. They got him right away. He just was able to make a great play, break the first initial tackle, and then, but then by then it was too late. Everybody else had enough time to make the play before the 1st down.
Colin Murray's back in the game, much to the chagrin of
I wonder if they're going to
Montgomery fans. And this time he gets it, and he's upended right away after a gain of a yard. Guidetti there to make the stop.
Murray on the carry, Guidetti on the stop, pickup of 1.
Just, I don't know. Maybe you do that to catch them off guard. Like they're like, depending on whether they're going to throw their kick return team on there, but I don't know. Their punt return team. It's tough.
I mean,
like nobody here thought they were going to actually kick that.
Yeah, I don't. It is what it is. Yeah. So let's assume this one stays the way that it is, barring a minor miracle in the monsoon. That would be a great name if they would come back. A miracle in the monsoon. I could do a lot with that.
You know how many graphics you could make with that?
That with the Montgomery logo. Oh my God! The new running joke for everybody out there from Tim is that every time there's any word that has an M in it in all of our graphics now, I just use the Montgomery M, which is totally true. It's not like I deserve that. I just happen to think it looks cool. Okay, I'm sorry, but oh man, I could go to town with that.
Yeah,
let me tell you,
it would be good.
I'm going to start making the MIRE graphics with the big Montgomery M.
I know. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
2nd down and 9 coming out of this timeout. And Van Dam again will give to Murray, and this time it's going to be stopped in the backfield by Andre Sumalon.
on the stop of Murray's carry.
So Murray falls forward for 3 or 4.
Getting down there, about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Still crazy windy out there. You watch the referee's pants just like billowing.
Murray. And
He's
he's
gonna get it.
he's still on his feet. I don't know if he has it. He's going to get stopped at the 39. I think he needed the 38. So I think it's going to be 4th down, but I'm pretty sure if you're Cranford, you go for this.
Oh, why wouldn't you? You definitely go for it.
He was going to be 3 yards short, and he somehow stayed on his feet. That was an incredible run from Murray.
I mean, he's having quite a day.
So this is pretty much it. This is really the ball game here for Montgomery. They come from everywhere, and they're going to get it. They pick it up. Colin Murray with plenty of room to spare down to the 31-yard line.
Murray's carry good for the first down. Stopped by Jenkins of Montgomery.
So now with 3:23 to go in this one,
They're just going to do 4 more runs.
somebody turned on the faucet. Murray ran down the drain, and he, along with the Cougar hopes for a victory, it's kind of going to end up in the reservoir. How did I stretch that one out pretty far? that
I
analogy.
thought you were going to go with washed up, but, you know, down to the reservoir. Is,
Once I started, I just kept rolling.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I'm sure everyone appreciated it.
It'll be Murray again, straight up the middle. And boy, there's just nothing complicated about that.
He just gets a full head of steam and drives, man. He's been tough to tackle all night.
Give him another 7 yards. Jeez. This team is impressive, man. I got to tell you.
You know.
And honestly, we haven't even seen them throw the ball. And it's not like they can't. They can absolutely throw the ball.
Yeah, I mean, maybe these weather conditions helped us stay in the game a little bit more. I mean, we've played well, but I know that their quarterback has a cannon, so.
That is a great play by Guidetti. Let's see. Can we get a no? We can't get another look at that one. Oh, boy.
Yeah, it went down the drain to the reservoir.
A little too much usage there, Pogue. You just, no? You can use your words because I can't see that far.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea. 48%.
Okay.
No explanation.
Whatever. Leave it where it is. Oh wow, we're in big trouble over here, Pug.
Murray picks up the first down, stopped by number 77, Brandon Fury.
No, this happened 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, but that's where that started spinning.
Timeout Montgomery.
So a timeout from the Cougs.
We're somewhat back.
Well, I'm not. I can tell you that.
Is the LAN just not connected?
Not sure.
Now the scoreboard's not updating either. Communication error.
Montgomery Internet in the weather is not our friend.
I don't think we're connected.
So just keep recording, baby. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot going on outside with the weather, so I'm sure that has a big,
I don't need your excuses, Bartholomew.
big to do with it. I mean, I was gonna blame Pogue, but I thought we weren't doing that anymore.
Well,
no,
you
we
can't
still
this
are. There was
time.
just one thing I couldn't blame him for. Murray will hop over a guy down to the 15.
Stopped by McManus of the Cougars.
McManus making the tackle.
Yeah.
So.
Pick up a 5 on the play, second down and 5, Cranford.
So we're going to get a timeout from Montgomery.
Timeout Montgomery.
How we doing, Pogue?
Not unsure what the fans were very upset. I'm unsure about what.
The timeout.
I don't know.
Like,
Hey,
you're
listen,
gonna
you're
make us
already
sit
wet.
in the rain.
You're already wet. Just hang out. So, minute 14 to go in this one, and Montgomery is gonna need some help. So it'll be second down and about 6 coming out of this timeout. The angels in heaven are very upset. A lot of tears. A lot of tears right now.
Is that what that is?
That's what my mom always used to tell me when I was a kid.
Nice.
Basically, everybody shoots the gap on that one.
Murray on the carry, stopped by the left side of the Montgomery defensive line.
About a minute left in
Yeah.
the game.
No gain on that play, so it'll bring up, we'll call it a yard, 3rd and 5 or so. Montgomery did a really nice job of keeping this one close. It really was that turnover late in the first half that changed the fortunes.
It's about 2 minutes in the second quarter that kind of made this game the way it was.
So they're going to take a knee on it and wait for time to tick away. So that is going to do it from Skillman. Final seconds will tick away, and Cranford is going to stay undefeated with a 26-14 victory over the Cougars. So Montgomery now is going to need some help going forward. Wayne Hills was losing at the half. Bergenfield tomorrow against Demarest. So get your Demarest pom-poms out tomorrow, everybody. And hopefully Montgomery can come out of all of that with a playoff berth. I will not belabor the point here, considering the internet doesn't work.
There you go.
And it's raining puppies.
Cats and dogs.
So that's pretty much all she wrote. Hopefully we're on the road next week up at Northern Highlands. That's what we're rooting for at this point. We will let you know on the social media where we're at. Muck and MIRE, assuming Fury wants to roll with that, is going to be a Brandon Fury solo special on Monday because I may or may not be in Atlanta. It's all excuses here on the MIRE. It's pretty much all we got.
We're good at them.
Cougars end the regular season 3-5. Thanks, Luke. And hopefully we'll see you next week. For Matt Pogue and Tim Bartholomew, I'm Keith Glock. Thanks for watching. I'd love if you could even turn that one off. You can't even turn it off.
Stop it.